With your mobile plan details configured, Jamf data capping deployed, and notification set up, let's take a look at the reporting tools available within Radar. Reports are designed to give administrators high-level overviews of mobile data and roaming usage within their organization. This information helps organizations better understand their total data needs and identify user feedback and education opportunities. Hi again! I am thrilled to have you join me to learn about reports for Jamf data capping. Keep in mind that reporting data will take some time to collect after deployment, so consider coming back and rewatching this video in a month or more. My name is Braden. Let's get started. We are going to explore 5 reports in this video: usage, roaming, tethering, caps, and deployment. The usage report gives administrators insight into how much mobile data is being used organization-wide and helps identify the devices with the highest data usage. This report allows for better visibility into understanding if the organization's existing mobile data plan is meeting or surpassing their needs. The roaming report allows administrators to better understand where devices are being used and if the organization's existing roaming add-ons needs to be changed to better accommodate users who roam frequently. The tethering report informs administrators which devices have provided mobile hotspots to other devices and how much data has possibly been used while providing tethering services. Excessive tethering can be a financial risk concern for an organization, so the tethering report helps administrators identify users that may be misusing their mobile data. The caps report breaks down the devices that have reached their mobile data allowance and by how much they have gone beyond their allotment. While the usage report shows the total data used by our organization, the caps report focuses on devices that go beyond their approved mobile data allotment. This information helps the organization identify opportunities to change their existing data plan or provide user feedback. Finally, we have the deployment report, which helps administrators identify possible issues with the Jamf Trust app or Jamf data capping service within their fleet. Devices that have been offline or not reporting for more than 72 hours show up on this report. Additionally, detected configuration issues are presented here for administrators to investigate with users. The deployment report is an administrator's one-stop shop to identify deployment issues and know which users to partner with to address them. Let's now take a look at all of the reports available within Radar. To view your reports, sign into Radar at bt-radar.wandera.com. Once signed into Radar, navigate to the menu on the left. The first report we are going to look at is the usage report. Click Reports, Internet, Usage. At the top of the page we have 4 metrics: total data used by the organization, total data used while browsing the web, total data used for activities other than browsing the web, and the total estimated data saved by using Jamf data capping. In the center of the page, we get a day-by-day breakdown of data used by our organization. Hover your pointer over each bar to get the exact usage or compression amounts. Further down, we have a per-device breakdown of the data usage. We can see the total data used and the number of transactions or internet requests made by a device. On the left, we can adjust our usage reports by applying a specific date range, selecting domestic, roaming, or both, selecting particular operating systems, choosing a device group, or entering a user's email address. When ready to filter your report, click Apply. Let's move on to the roaming report. Click Roaming. At the top of the roaming report, we have the total amount of roaming data that has been used organization-wide, the number of days we have had devices roaming for, and the average amount of data used per day. In the center, we have a world map highlighting countries in which the roaming is occurring. Further down, we have 3 tabs. Data by country informs us which countries roaming is occurring in, for how long, and the total data used there. Roaming devices gives us a per-device breakdown of the number of days roaming and the total data used there. Lastly, data by carrier lists the cellular carrier connected to the device and the total data used. On the left, we have a filtering tool to adjust our reports. Again, we have a date range picker, selectable operating systems, and a space to enter the user's email address. When ready to generate the report with any filtering changes, click Apply. Next, let's navigate over to the tethering reports. Click Tethering. At the top, we have the total non-web data used, the average amount of non-web data used per day, the average number of devices tethering per day, and the number of days in which devices use tethering. Further down, we have a chart of non-web data activity, color-coded for devices that had actively been tethering. At the bottom, we have an activity chart that shows the specific devices providing tethering. On the left, we can once again filter our report by selecting a date range or by choosing domestic, roaming, or both. Click Apply to adjust your tethering report. Let's take a look at the last internet-based report, Data Caps. Click Caps. At the top we have the total number of devices that have hit their mobile data allowance, the maximum number of devices that can reach a usage limit, the average number of devices capped at their mobile data allowance, the total excess data used within our organization, and the average additional data used. Moving to the center of the page, we have bar charts breaking down the total amount of additional data used per day and a device breakdown at the bottom. Cap reports are available for domestic, roaming, and inactive devices by navigating to the appropriate tab. You can adjust your report by date range, operating system, and user email address. As with our previous reports, click Apply to change your report. The final report we are going to take a look at is the deployment report. Click Deployment. At the top of the page, we have the total number of devices to which Jamf data capping has been deployed, the number of devices where Jamf Trust has not reported back to Radar within 72 hours, the number of devices with no network traffic for over 72 hours, the number of devices with no location data for over 72 hours, and the total number of devices that appear offline to Radar for over 72 hours. Moving downwards on the page, we have app heartbeat statistics, which identify when the Jamf Trust app last reported back to Radar. Configuration issues identify potential problems that could interrupt optimal usage of Jamf data capping, such as location services, push notifications, and background app refresh being disabled, or the device being missing from the UEM but appearing in Radar. At the bottom of the page, we have deployment statistics, including the operating systems to which Jamf data capping is active, any outdated Jamf Trust apps installed on our user devices, and the devices that do not have Jamf data capping correctly configured. Hopefully these reports help your organization better understand how mobile data is utilized and quickly identify any issues with your Jamf data capping deployment. We have included a direct link to the reporting section of the Jamf security documentation in the video description. Give it a read to learn more. In our next and final video, Support and Other Resources for Jamf Data Capping, we are going to go over all of the support options and resources available to you during your Jamf data capping deployment. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you there.